A new day, a new vlog. Today I'll be yapping a bit about the podcast, what's next, and some important updates regarding the list and what's next for that as well. So, first, let's get into the podcast. So, today it's been a very slow week. I've just been going to work, coming home, and yeah, not much on the podcast front, though. I did try and shoot my shot and get Gary Tan on the podcast. So let's see if he's interested to come on the podcast and share his story about YC and the magic of YC with a broader audience of people in India, people in different parts of the world, different pockets of the world, and yeah, let's see if he's interested. And so, on the podcast front, we have a few exciting things coming up. We might be recording an in-person podcast at some point over this next year, or maybe in Jan, or like some point. I want to get an in-person podcast done, and that's because the energy of in-person podcast is just 100 times better than a normal virtual podcast. And so yeah, trying to get something done on that front. And also while we're in the topic of podcasting, so I think one of my big goals of this podcast is obviously to scale it, but also to ensure that there's some kind of distribution built in from the beginning. And I think I'll need to restart my newsletter on the podcast, share some snippets, start actively working on the community, and make it a vetted community of folks that are really passionate and interested in the startup space. And hopefully it will turn into some kind of a talent scouting mechanism as well, to spot the talent early, or like just to spot amazing talent. So yeah, let's see how does that actually work out and what all can be done at that front. So this is going to be a rather short vlog, so not much going on this week, and I just wanted to get into the list very briefly. So the list is going to probably turn into some kind of a talent sourcing mechanism. Like, we're going to source talent of some of the best and most cracked like over 20-year-olds, college students, or dropouts, and we're going to just probably see if we can partner with like these hacker houses or these funds that are already kind of putting their money into this kind of demographic, and we're going to see if it's possible to collaborate with them, or if they know somebody that we could collaborate with, and just get the ball moving on that kind of aspect. So yeah, just trying to see what can be done and how to take it forwards, and what all can be done to kind of